Hello, everyone. Today, I want to talk about inspiration and role models. I used to have lots of role models in the past, uh, people that you look up to for inspiration and people that you want to be like. Um, and I think that is important. That is important for success. That is important to achieve your dreams because role models are the people who have already achieved what you would like to achieve in the future. So, in that sense, if there are already people who have taken the journey that you want to take, who have achieved the height that you want to achieve, then you can look up to them. You can look at their personality, their history, their stories, what they did, what worked out for them, what did not work out for them, and learn from them, from all that package. So it is really important to have role models and icons of inspiration in life. However, I have also become disappointed at several role models because people that you think are good role models, they turn out to not to be so good in real life. So there is this distance between you and the role model because you don't know them closely. You have only heard about them, you have only read about them, or maybe you're following them on social media, but and you have an impression about them, but then you meet them in real life and you start to interact with them, you get to know them closely, and you come to realize that they are not what you expected them to be. Um, in my high school, there was an essay in Nepali. It was called Mahapurush Kosangat, which means hobnobbing with great people. And where the author seeks these great people and wants to interact with them, wants to learn from them, but he meets several of these people who are so-called great people in the social circle, but he finds that at the end, like, these people are great, seemingly great, because they have done bad things to achieve that greatness, and he questions like whether that greatness is worth um, being following, and that brings us to a discussion about what greatness means and who should be our role models. In my personal life, like, I have found several great role models and icons of inspiration, but oftentimes I have also been disappointed. They looked great from the outside, but once I got to know them closer, turns out they have very small heart. They have problems with ego. They have jealousy. They have problems with vanity, and they do not have good interpersonal relationships, and they misuse power. Like, you know, they looked great from the outside, and you always wanted to become like them. But once you actually get to know them closely, you realize that, oh, no way, I don't want to become like them. Um, so, yeah, that's the problem with role models, icons of inspiration, mentors. Um, in my childhood, I used to be a big fan of people like Einstein and Newton, I guess. And later on, I was very much fascinated with Richard Feynman. After reading his book, Surely You Are Joking, Mr. Feynman, I became a big fan of him. But these are the people who died before uh, I got to know them. So whatever I know about them is from books, what I read about them, what I have heard about them. What about contemporary? What about real life situation? In real life situation, for example, if I take my profession, there have been several doctors that I have been highly inspired from. What, during my plus two, I used to be inspired from several, teachers who taught us several of the science disciplines. I wanted to be like them. While in medical school, I wanted to be like several of the doctors who taught us, and who were famous. You would have to wait for several months to get an appointment in the clinics and so on. Um, but with time, you'll realize that that's not the right metric to measure success. Um, in my professional career as a medical oncologist, I have looked up to several people who were presidents of international societies, in oncology societies, who have become uh, professors in several reputed universities, who have been the leaders of several important clinical trials, and so on. But again, once you start to know them closely in your field, and once you start to work with them, you'll find that you know you sometimes the respect and the admiration that you have for these people, it decreases, it goes down, and because you'll realize that even though you thought that they were really great people, they still have those small traits that mar their reputation, that is a blemish on their character. Um, Someone is chasing after money all the time. Someone is chasing after ego and vain praise all the time. Um, these are supposedly big people, but if you praise them, they're happy. If you don't praise them, they're angry. Like that's not what greatness means. Um, so I have come to realize that it's actually very difficult to find good role models nowadays. But I also came to realize that you don't need to seek inspiration from supposedly great people. You can find inspiration from everywhere. Inspiration is all around. It does not have to be one particular person that should be your model of inspiration, that should be a role model. It can be several different persons, because it is very hard to find one person who has all the positive characters. As I mentioned, people can be great in their professional life, but might be a very poor role model for your personal life. They might be a very successful scientist, but they might be a poor husband, a poor father, a poor son. They might be a great husband, father, son, dad, brother, but they might be very lousy at their work, or they might be treating their subordinates very poorly. Their colleagues might not have a good impression of them, which is not good either. So um, I think it is important to identify the characters that you want in you. It is important to identify the traits that you want to build, and then the inspiration for each of those characters can be found in several people, even nature, not even people. Sometimes you get inspiration by looking at nature, animals, from movies, from books. So I think we should stop chasing one role model or one inspirational icon, because what happens is you get invested in these people, and then they will disappoint you in the future. Obviously, they are going to disappoint you, because nobody is going to live up to your expectations all the time. And then that might be devastating for you. So don't seek one person as a role model or inspiration icon. Try to seek what characters you want and what traits you want, and then try to seek that inspiration in several different opportunities. So I'll give you one example. Waking up early in the morning, and going to work. You might think it's funny, but it is a pretty big deal for me during winters. The winters in Canada, where I live now, are very harsh, and there is snow and blizzard, and temperatures are always minus. Um, so every morning that I need to go to clinic, I need to wake up early. I need to have breakfast. I need to dress well for the winter, and I need to go to work. So every morning I need to do that. I'm sweating, and I'm like, oh, this weather. So I'm complaining all the time. But a couple of days ago, it was as usual. I was complaining. It was bad weather. It was snowing heavily. The driveway was full of snow. And so some pictures. Yeah, so this is what it was looking like. This was my driveway. It was full of snow, and the garage is on this side, so my car is inside. So I need to get the car out and drive to work. So I'm swearing, I'm unhappy, I'm complaining, because I need to shovel the driveway and make it clean. So this is what it looked like after I shoveled. I had to shovel the snow away, and make it like this so that I could take the car out and I could start driving. And I was complaining. It was early in the morning. It was 6 o'clock in the morning, um, which is pretty early for me because I'm more of a person who can stay late until night. But I can't wake up very early in the mornings, and especially in winter when it's snowing outside, I don't even feel like going to work. But of course, I need to. Uh, so I was swearing, I was complaining, I was speaking to myself while shoveling the snow, and then I saw the garbage truck coming because they have to pick up the garbage. It was the garbage day in our neighborhood. Uh, so yeah, I'll show you the video. This is the scene that inspired me. So as you can see, there is the garbage truck in there. I'll pause it here. So this is the garbage truck that comes to collect the garbage from the neighborhood. It was early in the morning at 6 o'clock. So these guys must have been working since I don't know when, 5 o'clock in the morning. They came to our neighborhood at 6 o'clock in the morning, and I don't think you can see the people working here closely, but yeah, you can see that this lady, she is a young lady who is standing on the outside of the vehicle because the vehicle stops at every house. She gets off the vehicle and loads the garbage into the truck, and then the vehicle keeps moving. That provided me inspiration. Believe it or not, it might seem weird to you, but that was the moment of inspiration for me. I thought like, wow, like people are waking up at 5 o'clock. It's such a bad snow day, and her work is outdoors, right? She has to stay outside. She can't stay in a warm weather. At least after I go to work, I'm in a warm weather. I don't need the only time that I feel cold is when I'm shoveling the driveway. After that, I'm in the car, which is warm, and then I'm at the office, which is warm. I'm in clinic, which is also warm. But she has been working from I don't know what time, 5 a.m. maybe, outside in this snowy weather. She's not complaining. She seemed happy, cheerful. We even had a conversation. I usually want to appreciate people when I get touched by what they're doing. I feel very thankful to her. Like her job is so important. If she does not pick up our garbage, then we are in a problem. And like it's a snowy day, there is no complaining. Whatever day it is, the garbage truck comes and they pick up our garbage on time every single day. It's as valuable as any other job. Like I feel at the time I felt that okay, I'm a medical doctor. I need to go and take care of my patients. Um, so my job is an essential work, but their job is quite essential as well. They are not taking holidays. It was right after Christmas. They are not taking off. They are working. And she's working with a smile on her face. And I was complaining to solve the driveway. Um, After I saw that, I made a promise to myself that I'm going to wake up early in the morning every single day. I'm not going to complain about the weather. And I'm just going to keep working. I need to, like, everybody needs to work. There is no other way. Everybody has to work, not only to feed themselves, but also to help the society, to contribute to the society. And I am in a position where I can contribute to the society meaningfully by doing meaningful work. Um, and I'm lucky enough that most of the work that I do, I can do in a very nice environment where there is heating and air conditioning and everything. Uh, but that lady became a role model for me. That lady is an icon of inspiration for me. I was touched. Uh, she was active. She was smiling. We had a conversation. She enjoys her work. It's early in the morning. It's snowing. The roads are bad, as you can see, but it didn't affect her. She's just doing her job. I told her, thank you for your service. And she says, it's my pleasure. Like I said, this is a bad day. Um, like, don't you feel like taking the time off? It was right after Christmas and it's such a bad weather. And she's like, No, I'd rather be doing this than just staying home lazily in bed. And that tells me I am younger than her, and I was complaining, and I wanted to be lazy and stay in bed and not go to work. Uh, like I do go to work all the time, but that those are my initial thoughts. On a snowy day, on a rainy day, I wake up complaining, oh, it's a rainy day, oh, it's a snowy day, I wish I did not have to go to work. But she has inspired me, and I'm going to enjoy winter more after this. Snow is not going to prevent me from enjoying life, doing the work, and finding meaning in the time that I have and the work that I do. So this is just to share one example of how an ordinary activity can inspire you if you are in the right frame of mind. Because I have seen this garbage truck pass through my house several times, hundreds of times. It didn't occur to me before that like these thoughts, they did not come to my mind before. But this time, for some reason, I was in the right frame of mind. I was there shoveling the driveway, trying to clean the driveway. I was complaining, and at that moment, I see her. I see the garbage truck. I see how happily she's doing her job, and that touches me. So yeah, that's all I wanted to share today. Try to find inspiration in every ordinary activities of daily life. You do not need one particular person or one particular big event that will give you all the inspiration that you need. You can find inspiration for several different things in several aspects of life. For me, to wake up early in the morning and to go to work and to feel happy about it, this has been a moment of inspiration. For something else, I will have inspiration in some other fields. Um, so, yeah, that's all. Thank you.